was an amazing experience for me.
TTG was not short of an amazing experience for me.
My TTG experience was a life changer.
Towards a total graduate 2024 was an awesome experience.
My TTG experience was quite wonderful.
It's a worthy rite of passage.
It was impactful. It was an amazing, impactful, mind-blowing season of words.
It was like a life transforming journey for me.
TTG was a blessing.
I would describe my TTG experience as an eye-opening one.
My TTG experience was very, very impactful, very, very eye-opening, and it was very spiritual. It wasn't the regular things I heard during DLD. It wasn't the regular things I heard during TMC.
My TTG experience was amazing. It was a very wonderful experience for me because I gained all-round practical knowledge on how to navigate life after school. TTG taught me lifematics, that is, the mathematics of living.
TTG was a training ground for me. I was fed with so much quality and scarce information that will serve me a lifetime. In my words, it was mind drifting, I must tell you.
I remember Papa telling us that leadership is not just occupying a position, but taking the lead in your field. Leadership is also meeting the needs where you are. So look for those problems, look for the needs, and then bring out solutions and meet those needs. That's leadership. I also learned that about vision. If you don't have a direction, then you'll just be wandering around. Right? You have to have a direction, a goal, purpose.
My key takeaway was from Papa's emphasis on responsibility. He said that anybody can become a leader if he or she is willing to give all that it takes, and we should note that there are no shortcuts in life, which is like the plain truth, and there is room for process. There is a place for process. Everyone has to go through that process.
My key takeaways from TTG was from a session that Papa anchored. He told us how, as Christians, we have been called by God to have dominion. And in order for us to have dominion, there are 4 main management techniques that we must have. Number 1, self-management, meaning that you should be responsible, you should be diligent. Number 2, time management. Do not waste your time. Whatever time that you have, make sure you're using it to be productive. Number 3, task management. Whatsoever the Lord has placed in your hands, it is your responsibility to be diligent with it, to be responsible with it. And last and not least, financial management. In Papa's words, what you do not have money for, do not like.
My key takeaway from TTG 2024 is that life is real. Like, life is realer than you can ever think it is. And also, it's important for us to know that as much as we rely on God for instructions and trust Him for vision and dreams and all those beautiful things, it's really important for us to also learn to plan, program, and pursue. That was a session in TTG 2024, and it stood out to me. Every other session was also beautiful, but for me, that was one key takeaway from TTG 2024.
There was something that Papa said that struck me on the very first day of TTG. He said, if we are not as successful as he is, then we have failed.
All sessions during TTG were very, very impactful. The Chancellor sessions most especially. But the sessions that really stood out to me were the sessions on spiritual warfare. Because before then, I would think to myself, why am I fighting? Why am I in soldier? Am I in police? But then, these concepts are broken down to us very simply, and it didn't stay away from the seriousness of the matter. So I would say spiritual warfare was arguably one of my best sessions.
My key takeaway from TTG was on business, whereby they taught us on how to plan. And we had, like the Bible says, you have to sit down to count the cost of what you want to do. So on planning, I had to sit down to actually count what I want to do. Do I have the right resources to do them? And I also took away from marriage. The marriage classes were so impactful. The vision classes were nothing short of amazing.
My key takeaway was this. Your life is in your hands. Mold it as you wish.
Let me share with you 2 things that stood out for me in TTG. Number 1 is that I can leave my footprints in the sands of time. And number 2 is that there is a place for me in space if I am willing and I am ready.
One of the takeaways I had from believe that life is a warfare. It's not somewhere that you can just toss things around and but you have to take your stand and take your authority over things. You have to fight mentally, you have to fight emotionally, you have to fight spiritually, most especially spiritually, because that's one aspect that people neglect a lot. But that is the root cause of everything, the spiritual aspect. That is one thing that people neglect, because it's from the spiritual that affects the physical. Approach life in a more, in a more worrying manner, something like that. But don't try to take life I don't take what I got. I take what I got was that when it comes to marriage, that marriage can work out for you, despite your past experiences, despite your present disappointment, despite your future fears, that marriage can still work for you, that according to God's plan, that marriage can still work for you, no matter what your experience has been.
Few key takeaways. One is that leadership is not just about occupying a position. It's not even about occupying a position, but it's about creating value and impact in whatever field you find yourself. So never see leadership as the fact that you are in a position or you're occupying so position. Rather, see it as an opportunity for you to create value, for you to create impact, that when you leave, you will be remembered for those amazing things that you did. That is when you can call yourself a leader, when you have been able to create impact. Another thing I learned during TTG was that you don't just talk the lead, but you should take the lead. It's not just all about talking. Being a leader is not just about talking, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but rather let your actions speak for you. Take the lead and let people see you do these things that you are saying. Also, another thing I learned and I took and have always been taking with me is that serving God pays. Serving God pays a lot. And I want you guys to always have that. Serving God pays a lot.
My major takeaway from TTG is that the post-graduation phase is a very crucial stage of one's life. It is a stage where we have to consciously align ourselves with God's will. So we have to intentionally seek God's face so that we don't miss it in life.
In doing the program, I had information about it before attending the program. Then doing the program, it was like a life transforming journey for me, because it taught me different things beyond just what I actually do. Most especially about CV editing. I was able to know how to revamp my CV. Proud to now, my CV had my picture on it. It had different other stuff, my gender, my location and stuff like that. But during the program, Dr. Lanre Amoto exposed us different tips about CV optimization, and beyond just that, I learned different things about success. I actually learned different things about success. So beyond just you having wealthy cars and everything, it's making a life of impact. When people point their exploit, they're able to attach it to you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the entire TTG program. Not just for the entire TTG program, but sir, thank you also for you, because the passion in which you poured out your knowledge, your wisdom, your years of experience into us all always moved me from 100 level even up until this point of convocation and graduation. Even from the time when I personally was in Faith Academy, you've been an immense blessing to me, sir, and to my entire set. And all I would just want to say is thank you so much, sir. And I pray that God's hand will continue to be evident in all that you do. Thank you so much for the people that you've raised in Covenant University, the Landmark University, in the church, in the ministry, in so many other ways. Look, we just want to say thank you, sir. I personally have been blessed by you in so many more ways than one. My life is a testament of the fact that God called you. And sir, I'm grateful. That's all I can say. I'm lost for words. Every day I continue to see the impact of your life and ministry in my life and family. And sir, all I can just say is thank you. I bless the day that I entered into Covenant University. I bless the day that I actually entered into Faith Academy, because those have actually shaped my life in so many monumental ways. So all I can say is thank you so much.
The orientation before the TTG started, they oriented us, told us how to go about the TTG. They helped us to realize that we had to prepare our mind. We had to come with an expectation for us to be able to receive from the table of God. And I'm so grateful, because from that orientation, I was able to prepare my mind. I was able to write down my expectations. meditation in my journal. I was able to buy notebooks. I was able to buy books that were written by prophet of God, Bishop David Oyedepo. I just want to say thank you, Covenant University, for everything you have done. My experience has been mind-blowing on every single one of my expectations. I can tell you boldly was met. I received clarity, I received direction, vision for my future. I'm just so grateful. Everything, every segment of the session were fully packed with intention, and I could see that the Holy Spirit really guided them on placing each and every topic with each and every minister used. I'm so grateful. I don't even know how to express myself, because TTG was the greatest. Like, that is the greatest experience of my life in Covenant University.
My final words would be that service to God pays a lot. Serve God wholeheartedly. Don't let anyone deceive you into telling you that serving God doesn't pay. I am a living testimony over and over again that serving God pays. And also, you are not just here to learn academics. What is your journey? What is your journey in Covenant University? Or what is your journey within the four walls of a university if you don't make reasonable connections, if you don't build a family? So build a family, have good times, have your good time, create your memories with amazing friends, good friends that will build you, good friends that will fight for you, that will fight with you, that will stand between the place of prayer, and that will help you to grow. So it's not something you can do on your own. Never let go of God. The day that you decide that you are going to run this race, this university journey or this academic journey on your own, that's the day you are going to start failing. So carry God on your head, serve Him till the very last, and even after you leave Covenant University, and you will see that God will never fail. He has never failed me. He never failed me. He always came for me. And even in my down times, even when you are going through tough times in university, even when you are going through tough times in life, that doesn't mean you should leave God. Hold on to Him, serve Him even more, because there are some times that you will have to go through things so that God's name can be glorified in your life, so that God will make a name for Himself through you and through that seeming challenge. So guys, I love you so much. I wish you all the best, and I'm constantly rooting for you. Ego out.
My final words would be, break it down. Break it down like this. At the beginning of TTG, Papa opened the session with this statement: if you don't do better than me, you are a failure. And that really shook all of us. It shook me. There was this unanimous shift in the chairs around, and the atmosphere was tense because everyone began thinking, how is that even possible? He really sets the perspective of, you must do better than me. He really raised the bar to what it means to be successful. If being at his level or below, slightly below him, is a failure, then success must be above the standard he has already set. So my final word would be, break it down. Don't overwhelm yourself with that reality that, oh, I have to become better, I have to do better, this is the standard that has been set for me, my parents are expecting this, my family expects this, Papa expects this. You can break it down. And what I mean by that is, break down do better into the components. You can read more books, you can be more disciplined, you can burn with even more passion and fire for God than you did. And with that wisdom, you would eventually become better than Papa.
I would just love to round off with these words. I am ready with everything I have learned from TTG. I am ready to change myself, and I am so much ready to change my world.
TTG is one thing that you can never get back in life, and there's some things you hear that you not hear again. So you should take advantage of that moment because it's like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. And there's some things in life that you have to refer back to in like your seasons. Like now I have a separate name for TTG. I'm going to keep that with me for like a long time. So I'll say pay attention and don't miss the moment because it can be very costly. You know that God has mercy on you and like He can show you those things again. So I'll just say just take, even though it's stressful, it's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. So take advantage of that moment. That's one thing. Those are my final words to you. Thank you.
This brings me to my final word, that life is not to be lived with levity because we don't have spare lives. We have to continually seek God's face for our goal in life so that we don't end up living like this.